Yes. So after having a little idea about Palampur village, now how all the activities are actually going on. Dairying, farming, small scale manufacturing, transport, masonry work, weaving work, pottery work, how all these works are going on. See, in order to understand that only we have to see what we require. So organization of production. So in order to organize all these, we require some resources. Among all those, the first important one is land. What is land? The first important thing we require to do production is land. And not only land, some other natural resources like minerals we want, forest we want, and even rivers, that is water. What is first one? Land. The first important thing what we require in order to do production, that is land. So the factors which we require to do production is nothing but factors of production. Factors of production. So in order to do production, what we require? Land we require. Next labor we require. Next capital we require. And fourth important one, that is human capital we require. Remember, so in order to do the production we require land. Number 2 labor. Number 3 capital. Number 4 human capital. So what these four together called? Factors of production. So in that we are going to see the first one, that is land. So not only land, even we require minerals, forests and water, but that is rivers, even it is called rivers. So land here, actually land according to economics, don't think that land means only soil, the first layer of the earth. Don't think. According to economics, land means all natural resources together called land. That means forests, minerals, even rivers, all these together called land. So this is the first important thing what we require in order to do production, land. So even another important feature of land is that is it is inelastic. That means it is not possible to increase the size of the land. You can increase the number of labor, you can increase the capital, you can increase the number of organizers who organize the production, but it is not possible to increase the size of the land. Take for example our the place where you are living. How much place, how much area belong to your village? Even after 10 years, if you go there, you find the same area. You cannot find, you cannot increase the, you cannot observe the change in the area of your village. How much agriculture land actually belong to your village? The same agriculture land you find even after 10 years also. That's why the size of the land is fixed. This is first important thing. The second important one is labor. What is second one? Labor. So the people who work, those are called laborers. The people who work. How that work will be? That work either physical work or mental work. The work which is done to earn income, that is called labor. That labor may be physical or mental. For example, physical means by involving ourselves, we have to involve completely. That means we have to use our body, all organs to do that work. For example, construction work. What is the example of construction work? For example, the people who are supplying, who are giving bricks, who are supplying cement. That is physical work. Mental work means the people who are operating computer. Just by using their mind, they can operate the computer. Not possible to, so not necessary to involve complete, not possible to, so not necessary to use all organs in order to operate a computer. So that is the first difference. So the labor is nothing but the people who work, those are all called laborers, and that work may be either physical or mental. And another important one, so some works can be done without any training, without any experience, and some work, in order to do some work, we require skilled labor, skilled, unskilled, skilled, unskilled. What is unskilled? The work which can be done without having any kind of training, that is unskilled. Without having any kind of education, without having any kind of knowledge, that is unskilled. For example, the person who is giving bricks during construction, it is unskilled. What is skilled? For example, a person is given to prepare a computer. A person who is giving a work to prepare a bench, to prepare a chair, that is skilled. The person who is operating computer, that is skilled. So all these come under skill. So some work can be done with the skilled, some work can be done with without having skill. So that all come under this labor. So we require labor to do production. This is the second important factor of production. And coming to the third, what is the third? That is capital. That is capital. So what is capital means? We require different things from starting of production and the end of the production. All those things together called capital. What are those things? For example, in this you are going to see tools, machines, buildings, raw material, money. See here, all these we require to do production. So in the starting you may need land, but after gathering the land you require some other tools. For example, in order to do farming we require a tractor. So tractor comes under what? Capital. In order to purchase seeds and fertilizers, what we require? We require money. Money is a part of capital. And tools, some tools we want. For example, to harvest the crop we require sickle. That is a tool that comes under capital. After gathering the production, you have to store in a building. So building comes under capital. Even before starting a crop, you require seeds, that comes under raw material. In that way, the things which we need in the middle of the production, even in the starting of the production, all those things together called capital. In this capital, you see fixed capital and working capital. What are the two types of capital? The first one is fixed capital and number two is working capital. What is the basic difference between fixed capital and working capital? Fixed capital means the capital, the things which we use for a long time. The things which we use for a long time. Once you get those, you have to use for a long time. For example, tools, machines, and buildings. What will come under fixed capital? Tools, machines, buildings. Once you fix the machine, no need to replace that after 5 years or 10 years. Once you purchase the tools, no need to replace that. Once you construct a building in order to do production, no need to replace that. So all these come under what? Fixed capital. But while doing production, you have to replace some. What are those? Those come under working capital. So the things which we use for a long time, that is fixed capital. No need to replace that means some time. Working capital means which you have to replace, which you have to change, for which you have to pay money every time. That comes under working capital. So what will come under working capital? That is money in hand and raw material. That comes under working capital. That means whenever, for example, if you want to increase the production, is there need to increase raw material or not? Just take simple example that you have to get the thread, you have to get the yarn. How do you get yarn? By using cotton. So cotton is what? Raw material. You have to get a brick. What you need? You need clay. Clay is a raw material. Whenever you want to increase the number of laborers, what you need? You need money. So do these change or not? All these change. That's why all these come under working capital. So working capital is completely different from fixed capital. Even in case of machines also. So we need small machines or small tools, and sometimes large machinery also. Small tool, for example, sickle is a small tool to harvest the crop. Whereas a tractor, generator, turbines, spraying machines, harvesting machines, all come under a big machinery. Understood? So in order to do production, we require the small as well as big things also to do production. So that is fixed capital. So come for conclusion, fixed capital is nothing but the capital which can be used for a long time, the things which can be used for a long time, and working capital means the things which we use for a small time, and also the money what we pay for those things just actually get changed. That is what a working capital. So in this way, capital also play important role in case of production. And fourth important one is human capital. What is that? Human capital. What is human capital? See, it is also called organization. What it is? Organization. So though you have land, though you have labor, though you have capital, unless these are combined, how do you get production? So we require some people in order to organize, in order to combine all these. Those are called organizers. Who are those? Organizers. That is nothing but human capital. We require some intelligent people. We require some knowledge-based people in order to combine, in order to organize all these three things: land, labor, capital. That is nothing but organization. That is nothing but human capital, which is the fourth important factors of production. Understood? So these people actually have to face some risks in order to do production. Those people, because of that, they get benefit, of course, but we require such people. All that come under human capital. So finally, what we have understood from this discussion, that we have got four factors of production. That is, one is land, and number two is labor, number three is capital, and number four is human capital or organization. So without using all these, we cannot do this production. That's why these are called factors of production. Okay, thank you children. And how different types of production activities done in Palampur village, that also we will see with good examples. Thank you.